Hey guys, this is Sahan from Enforced Flow. In this video, I'm going to cover how to set up an automation using Zapier to respond to your Google business profile reviews automatically. Uh, because Google business profile reviews are such a driving force to get new customers, uh, it's important that a human reviews what comes out of AI, right? So just to quickly cover high level how this automation going to work, we will create two zaps, one to listen to Google new reviews, and then generate a AI response, send it to a human for review, and once human approve it, that will kick off the second zap, which will post the approved response back to the reviewer. All right, so we are looking at the first zap here. The trigger for this zap gonna be from the app Google Business Profile, and the trigger event is new review. Make sure you have a Google Business Profile connection set up. Select your business and do a test, or just you can rely on the sample. And then um, the next step is using AI to draft a response. For this, I'm using AI by Zapier. Underneath, you can pick OpenAI or pretty much any mainstream AI model would work. Essentially, I have given a prompt. Ideally, you should expand the prompt to include uh, what's relevant to your business, and as the input, I have selected the review, the comment that's the customer or the user has left in Google. So the field is review, and the comment is what we are feeding. And so we have the prompt, and for the field, I have added a field called reply, which is text. Um, and you can generate a preview, and it'll give you this example based on the example comment that came out of new Google review. Finishing that, and then the next step is creating what we call a human in the loop task. um, so for this, the app is Enforced Flow. If you don't see Enforced Flow, just search for it when you're selecting the application, and it should show up like this. So I have already selected that. The action is create human in the loop task, and then for configuration, give this a title. The title and the review guidelines will be visible to the reviewer. We will look at how it looks like in a sec. So for the content to review, it's the reply that's coming out of the the AI step. And for the source content, it's good to give some context to the person who's reviewing this. So in this example, the best context is the original comment the customer left as a review, right? So I'm passing that here. And the next important thing is we need to pass what we call a metadata uh, to the trigger. For this is the second step. Without going too much into details, create a metadata field called reviewer name, and you need to pass the name that doesn't look like a name, but it's what we need to respond. So this name field from the Google review, just use that. And I have included the rating as well, which is not something I'm using, but if you want to expand the automation to behave differently based on the rating, uh, including rating as a metadata is helpful. The key thing about metadata is that what you pass here will be available as a trigger in the next step. All right. Finally, set a group name. This allows you to group human in the loop tasks under a like a specific group, and when you listen to approval, once a human approves these, they will come down under this group. At the same time, the grouping allows you to batch process any pending review tasks. So I'll show this in a second. So just click continue and let's do a test. And so each time you run this, it will give you a link, or what we call the review link, right? So if I visit this, the screen will look like this. So this is the title, this is the guideline for the reviewer field, and this is the context. So you can pass good, like, large chunk of text and it will be collapsed by default. Now as the reviewer, I have access to that original review as well, and this is the AI generated response. I can either, as the reviewer, edit this text directly, or if it's like a long text and I just want to do simple tweaks, I can even use this AI helper. Like, for example, just for the demo's sake, say remove exclamation point at the end, and if I send this as a chat to the assistant, it'll just change this message right here. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, once the reviewing is done, you can just click approve. I'm just doing one, so I have sample data for my next app. And touching on that group name, you can see it's prompting me saying that there are 2 more tasks under business review. So this is the advantage you get you use with groups as well, because you can now batch process all the pending human in the loop tasks at once when there are more than one pending for that group. All right, that's pretty much the human in the loop task action. And then finally, we need to send this link to a reviewer, right? So you can put, for this I'm using email by Zapier step. This could be a Slack message or any other communication tunnel, or even a say a Trello or a ClickUp task. So for this example, I'm using email, and I'm emailing myself here with the subject and the link that's coming out of this step. That's pretty much it for the first Zap. And the second Zap is, so once the reviewer is done reviewing, when they click approve or reject, that will trigger this action called human in the loop task reviewed. So here I have another completely different Zap. The trigger for this is again from Enforced Flow app. The trigger event is human in the loop task reviewed. And when you're setting it up under configure, use the same group name from the first Zap, the group name I used right here. And that should be it. And during testing, when you test it, it'll pull the last approved task. That's why in first Zap, we did a test, went to that link and click approve, so that I can pull like a real example with all this metadata. Otherwise, you can't work with the default sample, because the default sample will not include the reviewer name. All right, so I pulled 5 new records, and I'm gonna go with this last task right here. And then we need to filter out the approved ones. And for that, I'm going to use filter by Zapier. And as configuration, I am selecting review outcome from the previous step. This is something that's getting passed from the trigger right here. And I'm only going to proceed if the review outcome matches approved. And that's the filter. And then finally, we just need to post the approved content to the back to the reviewer, right, to Google Business Profile. For this, we have Google Business Profile as the app. Action is create reply, same connection, and as configure we need to pass back that name that we passed on to create human in the loop task in Zep 1, and that will be available as metadata reviewer name right here, right? And then the approved content, which is the edited one. And then that's pretty much the second Zap. And once you put them live, you will have an automated Google business profile reviewing automation powered by AI and with human in the loop. Thanks.